Today we will see SIG big losses. Before that, we are knowing that OEE of your effectiveness, equipment effectiveness, overall equipment effectiveness is a multiplication of availability, performance, and quality. All the equipments have quality or efficiency is depend upon availability, performance, and quality loss. If whatever loss is minimum, then automatically efficiency is going to increase. Now there are two types of availability: unplanned stops and planned stops. That means machine is available. How much time machine is available in that shift? In that case, unplanned stoppages of machine and planned stoppages of machine we are going to consider. We are going to deduct that from the time of the your shift time, and accordingly we are going to call that as a, we are going to reduce these losses. Similarly, performance, small stops and slow cycles, performance is going to reduce. Then production rejection and startup rejections are quality loss, performance loss and quality loss. For getting better performance, if you are reducing the speed of the machine, or we are going to stop that machine, whatever we are going to do is going to increase the losses, and that losses will again will be used for calculating the OEE, overall effective equipment efficiency. And quality, again this is quality. Quality loss is there: production rejection and startup loss. These are these six losses are there. These are the six losses are there, and from that six losses, the overall equipment efficiency can be increased or decreased. And for that purpose, these traditional big losses are there. One is equipment failure, setup and adjustments, idling and minor stops, reduced speeds, process defects, reduced yield, and according to that, valuable operating time we are going to have to consider for calculating the overall equipment efficiency. Okay, these are the six big losses, correct? We have seen yesterday. Now today what we are going to see, this information, six big losses. These six big losses that we are getting information from this: unplanned stop, planned stop, small stop. Then focus strategic monthly, म्हणजे त्याच्या हिशोबाने स्ट्रॅटेजी कशी करायची, टॅक्टिकल त्याला कसं हँडल करायचं, आणि ऑपरेशनल त्याच्यासाठी काय काय चेंजेस करायचे, आणि त्याच्यावरती ॲग्रेस ॲक्शन्स काय काय घ्यायच्या, इम्प्रूव्ह लार्ज स्कोप हाय इम्पॅक्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स, फिक्स and correct. These are the actions we have to take for reducing the six big losses, correct? Now there are 16 losses we are going to be considered in the productive maintenance. These are again you can classify it into three, according to performance, according to quality, and according to availability. So these 16 losses, when TPM is considered, these 16 losses, on that 16 losses we have to focus it, and we have to reduce these losses. Breakdown, setup and adjustment, cutting blade replacement, startup, minor stoppage and idling, speed reduction, defect and rework, shutdown. Again this comes to availability of the machines. Then management loss, motion loss, line organization loss, distribution loss, measuring and adjustment loss. These are going to be considered as a your performance loss. Then yield loss, energy loss, and die and jig tool loss are going to be considered as a quality loss. So again these 16 losses are divided into three basic losses, six basic losses, and six out of it, three is basic, then it is divided into six, and Now 6 again we have to concentrate on 16 different losses so that we can reduce that 16 losses for improvement of the productivity. To help identify all losses in a process system, man, machine and material, and thus eliminate them, they have been divided into 16 categories and grouped accordingly shown in figure 1, with orange representing the equipment related loss, blue representing the losses related with manpower, and yellow representing losses related with resource consumptions. Equipment loss, breakdown loss, the equipment breaks down causing the function of the line process to stop. Often this is considered as a sporadic failure, typically caused by equipment failure. Example, bearing failure due to wear, electrical fault and snap rebuild. Setup and adjustment loss. Adjustment within setup time, often hidden and involves tweaking setting until optimum conditions are achieved. Changing products, changing packaging, adjusting feed rate. Then cutting blade replacement loss. The time loss incurred swapping of the consumable tooling when it has big. Instead of what we are doing, cutting blade, we will see that tool replacement loss when it was become worn and ineffective. Examples, time spent for replacing saw and blades. Startup loss, the loss incurred while starting up the equipment to get steady state operating condition after planned and unplanned shutdown. Time spent warming and cooling equipment to operating temperature, compressors and hydraulic power pack to run up time. Minor stoppages and idling time. These are typically small stoppages, not logged as breakdowns, and issues causing the machine to pause or idle for short periods. They are often chronic losses, regularly repeated, often not recorded, and usually less than 1 minute duration. Waiting for a machine to index, emptying a mold during press operation, a sensor fault or product blockage. Speed reduction loss. This loss occurs by operating at a speed less than design speed. Defect and rework. This loss defective product that is not right first time, which requires rework, repair and scrap. Shutdown loss. The loss incurred by deliberately shutting down the equipment within the production plan. Manpower loss. Management loss unit is equal to time into dollar. These are waiting time losses generated by management problems, failure to provide material spare parts, manpower resource, utilities, etc. Motion loss unit is equal to time into dollar. Losses are created due to unnecessary excessive operator movement and transportation as a result of poor layout or work organization. Examples, walking loss, wasted motion, unnecessary reaching and lifting. 11th one is a line organization loss. The loss results from stoppage of operators on the line and operators having to work on more equipment than was originally planned. No additional cover and contingency for break times, training and time spent off the line. Distribution loss. This loss is wasted time that is experienced in correct and inefficient delivery of raw materials. Example, incorrect delivery of material from supplier to stores and late deliveries, excessive handling of deliveries. Measurement and adjustment loss. This loss is caused by frequent measurement and adjustment to prevent the recurrence of problems. Example, excessive inspection integrated in process as a result of poor quality and failure to find root cause. Yield and energy tooling loss. This is total loss between input of raw material and the output of finished goods. Examples, overpack, giveaway, mass balances, etc. Energy loss. Energy loss is the input energy which cannot be used effectively for processing. That is startups of idling loss. 16th one is die and tool jig losses. This is the cost of physical consumption of the spare parts for refurbished maintenance of items that is used on the line. Examples of cost of spares, cost of replacement, and maintenance of tooling. This is going to be your 16 losses that can be considered. Now RCM is the reliability centered maintenance. RCM, we will see regarding RCM, reliability centered maintenance. Reliability centered maintenance is a corporate level maintenance strategy that is implemented to optimize the maintenance program of a company or facility. There are 4 principles that are critical for a reliability centered maintenance program. One is primary objective is to preserve system function, identify failure modes that can affect system function, prioritize the failure modes, select applicable and effective tasks to control. Implementation of reliability maintenance program. There are 3 phases: decision, analysis and act. The reliability centered maintenance program and 7 steps within these phases to ensure the program is fully implemented. Decision phase. The item of interest should be a simple component and complex systems. Simple components are ones have limited failure modes, whereas complex systems may fail from many different failure modes. Equipment that may have probability of failure and may have large consequences of failure are targeted first. This phase of RCM focuses defining the equipment or system that performs crucial function to the production of the facility and defining the factors that influence the system such as safety and non-operational factors. Analysis phase. During analysis phase, RCM experts work together to identify the root cause of the failure. Casual factors may include equipment trouble and failure, human error. Several analyses can be performed, the most common being the root cause analysis and failure mode and effects analysis. 7 steps. Step 1 is selection of equipment for RCM analysis. First is to select the piece of equipment for reliability center maintenance. The equipment selected should be critical in terms of effect of operations, its previous cost of repair and previous cost of preventive maintenance. Define boundaries and function of the systems that contain the selected equipment. Third one is define the ways in which the system can fail. Failure mode काय असेल, identify the root cause of the failure mode, assesses the effects of failure, select the maintenance tactic for each failure mode, implement and then regularly review the maintenance tactics. Advantages of RCM are increases the equipment availability, reduces maintenance and resource cost. Utility who reduced maintenance cost by up to 40%. Disadvantages does not readily consider the total cost of owning and maintaining the asset. The additional cost of the ownership, like those considered in the evidence based on best maintenance and are taken into account, and therefore it factored into maintenance consideration. It factors into maintenance consideration. म्हणजे तुम्ही जर बघितलं जर असेल RCM मध्ये तुम्हाला झिरो करणे, लॉसेस झिरो करणे, त्याच्यासाठी ॲनालिसिस करणे आणि त्याच्यासाठीच्या वेगवेगळ्या स्टेप्स तुम्हाला दिलेल्या आहेत, त्याचे ॲडव्हान्टेजेस डिसॲडव्हान्टेजेस दिलेले आहेत. या स्टेप्स तुम्हाला माहिती असणं जरुरी आहे. पण स्टेप्स जेव्हा तुम्ही लावता त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला जे आहे ते निश्चितच कुठल्या कुठल्या प्रकारच्या हिशोबाने तुम्ही करू शकता. ॲनालिसिस आता बघितलं तर तुम्ही बघितलं, ॲसेस ऑफ इफेक्ट्स ऑफ फेल्युअर, ह्या वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे रूट कॉजेस ऑफ फेल्युअर हे तुम्हाला शोधून काढावं लागतं. त्याच्यामुळे जे आहे ते तुम्हाला त्याचा फायदा होऊ शकतो. याचं बघा टेक्निक्स जनरली यूज कुठल्या कुठल्या असतात. फेल्युअर मोड्स अँड इफेक्ट अनालिसिस FMEA, फेल्युअर मोड अँड इफेक्ट अँड क्रिटिकल अनालिसिस, हॅझार्ड अँड ऑपरेटिंग स्टडीज HAZOPS, फॉल्ट ट्री अनालिसिस FTA, रिस्क बेस्ड इन्स्पेक्शन RBI. या सगळ्या गोष्टीचं तुम्हाला ॲनालिसिस वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारे त्याचं ॲनालिसिस करावं लागतं. आणि ह्या फेल्युअर मोडचं टॅक्टिक जे आहे ते व्यवस्थित तुमचं कुठलं मेंटेनन्सची टॅक्टिक म्हणजे कुठली वापरायचं मेंटेनन्स, कुठल्या प्रकारचं मेंटेनन्स वापरायचं या फेल्युअर मोडला ते तुम्हाला ठरवावं लागतं. इम्प्लिमेंट अँड देन रेग्युलरली रिव्ह्यू. आता हे सगळं इम्प्लिमेंट केल्यानंतर RCM मेथोडॉलॉजी इम्प्लिमेंट केली ती कंटिन्युअसली तुमची व्यवस्थित राहिली पाहिजे. ते कंटिन्यू जे ठरवलं आहे तसं व्हायला पाहिजे. हे तुमचं इम्प्लिमेंट अँड देन रेग्युलरली रिव्ह्यू द मेंटेनन्स टॅक्टिक. जे काय तुम्ही मेंटेनन्सची हे तुम्हाला करता आलं पाहिजे. ठीक आहे. दीज आर द ॲडव्हान्टेजेस. इम्प्लिमेंटिंग इन्क्रीजेस द इक्विपमेंट अवेबिलिटी. म्हणजे तुमच्या ऑपरेटिंग परफॉर्मन्स आणि अवेलेबिलिटी, क्वालिटी ह्याच्यामध्ये अवेबिलिटी हा जो पार्ट आहे त्याच्यासाठी RCM वापरला जातं. परफॉर्मन्ससाठी तुम्ही मेंटेनन्स, प्रिव्हेंटिव्ह मेंटेनन्स वापरला जातं आणि क्वालिटीसाठी मात्र तुम्हाला वेगवेगळ्या गोष्टी पॅरामीटर्स वगैरे कन्सिडर करावंच लागतात आणि त्याच्या हिशोबाने तुम्ही OEE तुमची ओव्हरऑल इक्विपमेंट एफिशियन्सी हे वाढवू शकता. जनरली दॅट ओव्हरऑल OEE मस्ट बी अबोव दॅन 90% शुड बी देअर. कारण कुठल्याही मशीनचं आपण काय करतो, मशीनचं RCM म्हणजे काढायचं म्हटलं, OEE काढायचं म्हटलं तर अवेबिलिटी कन्सिडर करायची आणि नंतर परफॉर्मन्स चेक करायचा आणि नंतर तुम्ही क्वालिटी चेक करायची. तर आपण किती वेळ जास्त चालली म्हणजे ओके आहे का नाही, किती क्वालिटी, किती प्रॉडक्ट निघायला पाहिजे होते तेवढे निघाले का नाही, तर किती प्रॉडक्ट निघाले ते रिजेक्ट किती झाले, हे सगळ्याचं झाल्यानंतर प्रत्येकाची एफिशियन्सी काढली आणि त्याचं मल्टिप्लिकेशन केल्यानंतर ओव्हरऑल इक्विपमेंट एफिशियन्सी ही कमीच होत असते. आणि ही कमी झालेली कारण मल्टिप्लिकेशन आहे आणि 0.8 आलं तर 0.8 असेल, पण एक 0.8 आहे, 0.65 आहे तर त्याचं अजून कमी होऊन जाईल. त्यामुळं तुमची ही OEE ही शुड बी मोर दॅन 90% शुड बी देअर. हे टार्गेट आपलं असलंच पाहिजे. ठीक आहे. आणि त्याच्यासाठी RCM हे वापरलं जातं. ओके, थँक्यू.